Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm back with another YouTube video, and for this video I'm trying out a new style because I received feedback that just me working out in silence is a little boring. So I still find it awkward to take my microphones with me and talk in the gym. So I was like, what's the best compromise? Doing voiceovers, so that I can just go over the workouts, why I'm choosing the exercises that I'm performing, and basically share with you all my knowledge and experiences, the number of sets, the techniques, and everything. Here, I'm just doing a couple warm-up sets for this first exercise of the workout. And as you read in the title of the video, I'm trying out a new structure for my push days. I used to put the main compound exercise of the workout right in the beginning. For example, for the push day, it would be a bench press with the dumbbell or the bar, and then I would perform 4 warm-up sets and work my way all the way up to the working sets and start doing the actual work sets. And I would probably perform like 3 or 4 work sets. So I would that would take a lot of my energy. And really, I am left with very little energy and focus for the rest of the workout. So what I'm doing here is that I'm starting with side lateral raises. With this machine, this is far better than the dumbbells. Like, this is my working set. And as you can see, I'm trying to go all the way up. That's the difference between this machine and when you're using a pair of dumbbells. You don't really feel anything at the top. It's like very awkward, but this machine keeps the tension constant throughout the entire range of motion. And then you can do partial reps, such as this one, where my side delts are lengthened. And you can see they're already super pumped. And I try to perform partial reps and reach get close to failure, and the pump was absolutely crazy. I didn't even train my rear delts, but somehow they were pumped too. So this was the first working set. I did another working set, but I didn't really record it because it would be very repetitive. Then I moved on to another smaller muscle group for this push session, which is the triceps. And this is another warm-up set. The weight is pretty light. And I really love push down. Push down is probably my favorite exercise for triceps. And you can see that I am being a little bit smart with my exercise selection. I choose exercises where I can safely perform lengthen partials towards the end. And I would usually do lengthen partials for exercises where I can rack the weight where the muscle is stretched. For triceps, when you grab the bar right at the top, your tricep is lengthened, right? So that's a good candidate for doing lengthen partials. The same thing you observed in the previous exercise, and usually with my back exercises I can do the same thing. But for example, if you're doing bench pressing, the lengthen part is when the dumbbells or the bar is very close to your chest and you can't really rack it right there. Like, it's really dangerous to perform, at least I find it very dangerous to perform lengthen partials, especially if you're training solo and there's nobody to spot you. However, in this workout sessions, I am choosing the exercises in a way that I can perform lengthen partials for all of them. And for tricep push down, I try to really keep the form, be very strict with the form. And towards the end, I try to break my form a little bit to get as close as possible to failure. And my triceps are actually fully pumped up at this point. Now we move on to another really amazing exercise, and I've actually found a little less awkward because it's always been awkward for me to perform overhead extensions. But when I can really lean on a bench or something, then I can just focus. I can grab the rope, get in the position, and start performing. I'm doing again, this is a warm-up set. I'm just trying to, like, you know, um, see if there's pain in my elbows, see how it feels, and try to find the working weight. Basically, I do warm-up sets for all of the exercises that I perform, and one of the purposes of doing that is that you want to see where you are in terms of strength. I want to find my working weight, basically. And here, this is a working set. Again, I think another way that you can perform this exercise, which is really not awkward, is doing like one arm at a time. But well, the only disadvantage that I can think of is that it just takes more time, because I mean, you're gonna perform, like, I usually perform 10 to 12 reps, so for each arm it's gonna take a while. Plus, I want to have enough energy and focus when I reach the compound exercises. And you can see I'm performing lengthened partials. Again, this exercise setup allows you to do that because you rack the weight right at the bottom when your triceps are lengthened. And moving on, finally, I really couldn't wait to get to this point of the workout, going for the first exercise for the chest, and that is the cable flies. And this cable fly machine, like you can see from the expression on my face, it actually very fancy. Like, you can really adjust the levers, and there's a pad. So that's the difference between this exercise and, let's say, a normal chest fly with the cables, is that when I'm performing the flies with the cables and without anything to get support, basically I am leaning on, sort of in a way, on the pad, and that allows me to retract my shoulders and really feel the stretch and keep my shoulders retracted and focus on the squeeze by bringing my elbows together. But when I'm doing it without the pad to get support from, I have to put one leg in front of the other and keep alternating in order to, avoid any sort of imbalances. And I've always had, I don't know, it just didn't really feel really natural to me. But here, I mean, it was amazing just performing this exercise. However, the lever is a little bit lower than it should be, and you'll see by the end of this set, I'll try adjusting the levers and bringing them a little bit higher. And then this exercise started to feel really, really great. If you don't have access to a machine like this, just doing it, or like the cable machine like this, just doing it with the, normal fly machine is another great option. However, this is my really favorite form of fly. I'm really happy that this gym has a pec fly machine like this. There are several other options, but really this one beats everything in the game. So here's, from the expression on my face, I'm just so happy. It feels great. Like, the stretch is so amazing. And then you can really, like, focus on your chest. You feel that it's gonna, like, tear your chest. And I don't mean it in a dangerous way. It's like, it's still a warm-up set for me. I'm not going heavy, but I'm just trying to, like, find the best position and perfect my technique. And again, as part of restructuring my workouts, I was thinking whether to start with the pressing movement or with the flies, but I decided to go with the flies even though I know that I'm sort of like pre-exhausting my pecs, so by the time I get to the pressing, I won't be able to like lift as heavy. But as you'll see later in the video, the difference wasn't that much. Plus, I am training my shoulders very, very often nowadays. I train my rear delts sort of like 3 times, side delts 2 times. I don't really train the front delts that often, like directly, because I think the pressing for the chest is enough to really stimulate growth for the front delt, and nobody's really lacking the front part. And because the setup was so amazing, like I just found the ideal setup. I just started taking photos from everything so that I remember it for the next time. You know, it's just it's gonna be faster. Going for the first working set for this exercise. And you know, there's always that set where like you start, at least for me, like it doesn't always happen in every in every session, but there are some sets where like it starts to be painful, but you're locked in, you feel in the zone, and the pain is sort of like pleasant. So you keep, you know, pumping out the reps, as many reps as possible, because it just feels so great. And this is exactly what happens during this set. And I was probably the happiest man in the gym when that happened. Really, even though the weight is heavy, I'm still trying to like maintain the perfect form, really get the stretch. The stretch is so important, like really, even though it's painful, this is sort of like a safe exercise, so you're not really going to like hurt yourself. So like push through the pain. Exactly what's happening here was really pleasant. I started grunting a little bit, and I'm performing lengthened partials to try to like milk this set as much as possible. Yeah, it was amazing, amazing set. And I have a track song recommendation for you. I have 2 playlists that I usually listen to when I'm training in the gym, and I'll put a link to both of them in the description of this video. Make sure to check them out. There are a lot of funk, Brazilian funk. I love Brazilian funk. There's rap in there. There are anime themes, cover musics. A lot of tracks from Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia, which are my most favorite anime of all time. So this is my last work set. And again, like I would normally aim for something between 12 to 15 reps, especially for an exercise such as flies. But here, really, I try to like increase the weight as much as possible. And I didn't get many reps, many full reps, but especially towards the end, you know, again, lengthen partials, guys. Be really smart about your exercise selection. Choose exercises which are safe and you can perform lengthened partials in the end. I don't mean that you should give up doing your bench presses with the dumbbells or the bar. Keep doing those things, but make sure that you also leverage the lengthened partials and really like reduce the stress on your joints, so that you can keep doing it for the long run, right? So I move on to the last exercise for this session, and again, I'm doing a machine. I'm not using any free weights because I've already put a lot of strain on my shoulders. And for this exercise or any other sort of pressing exercise where you're trying to like really focus on your upper pecs, keep your back flat. Keep your back really attached to the pad at all times. Do not arch your back. If you arch your back, sure, you can lift heavier, but it doesn't really emphasize the upper part of the pecs. As you can see, I did single set, but my chest is like fully pumped up. I just kept looking at my upper chest in the mirror and in the camera, because just it was fully pumped up. And another warm-up set. So the heaviest I could go with this machine was 50 kg on each side, and I managed to get maybe like 6 or 7 reps. So here I'm still testing the waters. I'm trying to like find where my working weight is, and again, I'm keeping my back flat and attached to the pad at all times, and it is amazing, especially when you're like at the bottom of the movement and you feel the stretch. It feels so great. But I'm increasing the weight again, putting 35 kg, which is still far from 50, the heaviest I could go. But again, you see, like, this is literally my last exercise of the whole session, but I keep doing warm-up sets. So that's the idea. You know, when people say you don't need more than 1 or 2 working sets, right? It doesn't mean that you like straight up you do two sets for an exercise and you're done with it. Basically, there's a lot of hidden volume. Like here, I think I did 3 warm-up sets and I almost reached failure. Almost. Like I could have pushed it a little bit further, but I didn't do that because I just didn't consider that set to be a working set. So I basically stopped like a couple reps shy of failure. And again here, as soon as I started doing it, I knew that this weight I can push like a lot heavier than this, even though like I could have even counted this as a working set by like doing a lot of reps, like really doing a lot of reps, really pushing it, milking the lengthened partials. But I didn't do that. But still, you can see that there is intensity there. So you get some kind of stimulus even from your warm-up sets. And finally, we get to my working set. I only did 2 sets, including this one. So only 2 sets, 1 set after this. And it was pretty much my workout. But you'll immediately see that I'm struggling with this exercise. It felt really heavy, but I managed to get really a good number of reps. So just let you guys listen to me grunting for a little while. But that's pretty much it. This was the new way of me performing, doing my structuring my push day. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and let me know if you like this style of video better, and see you in the next video.